After flying and filming at Swanport Bridge, we moved and found a car park with a sign of a train in Tailem Bend and a good view looking out over the cliffs along the near car park. So I had a peer over there and came to the conclusion, good place to fly, so up we went. Here's a quick look from Google Earth, just a place where we are, and then into it. There's the sign on the ground from setting up the drone. So this time I thought I'd show the actual takeoff. Again, had to be a bit careful. Couldn't get too close to the sign because there's some power lines there that I wanted to keep away from. We're flying up the riverbank. Realise there's a lot of detail you just can't see from looking over the edge, including a road down and a row of buildings. Once again, this area doesn't appear to be too affected by flooding, though obviously the levels are up. But on the other side of the river, I'm impressed to see how well that levee went. It's still holding firm. Maybe it's higher and better established than some of the ones in other parts of the river. And then again, a lot more crops to lose if they didn't have an adequate levee. And here's a few houseboats tied up. Don't appear to be in use at the moment, which is understandable. Some interesting looking trees, so I thought I'd come along at treetop level to have a closer look. Quite a few weeping willows. They're demonised in some places as nasty foreign plants, but having grown up with them, I think they're beautiful looking trees and have their place, particularly along rivers. And a couple of motorbikes and quite a few camping rigs came and went as we were there. We came up on some sort of municipal building here, probably to do with water supply. It's closed off from the public. There's some gates there on the road in. And looking over the top, I can see some water. Might be a pond, and next to it is a big solar farm. Lots of panels. So turning around and looking back up towards downtown Tailem Bend, such as it is, and a water tower that's festooned with radio antennas, mobile phone reception, as I found out later, and a sweep over the houseboats a bit closer along the river. And out over the river again, the current's not quite so obvious here, but it's running strong. And dropping down below the rim into the gully, starting to think about how I'm going to go about landing. Takeoff was very straightforward. I'm starting to think about those power lines as I come into land. Good thing with a drone like this, I've got enough power to do what I want to do, but not so much power that I can go nuts and put on far more throttle than I need for the kind of flying I like to do. So it's just a question of easing it in, using the wind where there is wind, and we're down.